Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. When William Samoei Ruto jetted out of the country at the 11th hour, when every Kenyan thought that the nation needed him because there were planned demonstrations by Azimio, there were questions that were being asked. Was there something sinister that he left behind? Because coupled with that was several allegations. At first, Raila and Uhuru came up with startling revelations that Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Ndindi Nyoro were chairing a meeting of goons to infiltrate the Azimio rallies today. Of course, they denied it. But then today, in fact yesterday, Raila and Uhuru revealed that there were ambulances that were ferrying weapons to several command centers and that youth had been deployed in several positions in Kenya today to ensure that they kill their fellow Kenyans. So those questions really were worrying, and people were asking, why would William Ruto run out of the country and leave behind his deputy president who has been spewing venom? Because a week before today, Rigathi Gachagua had been trying to limit the demonstrations to one community, the Luo community where Raila comes from. And in all the campaigns that he had gone to, whether in Kisii or in churches, he had indicated that the Luos were hell-bent on destroying property that belonged to the Kikuyu community, and he even told the Kisii community that they are the people who have got property in Nairobi. Luos don't have anything, and therefore Raila wants to destroy property in Nairobi. So there was a lot of tension within the country. It seems that the whistleblower who gave Raila this intel that there were goons who were planning to kill their fellow Kenyans saved the situation. But they didn't want to rest there. Rigathi Gachagua was hell-bent in making sure that he executes their mastermind plan that they had before William Samoei Ruto jetted out of the country. Today, it confirms our fears, because two things happened that really indicates that there were plans to kill people. Were it not for the revelations that came in the night, it would have been worse. Because those goons that Raila had been talking about decided to change plan, knowing very well that they had been cornered and that the plans had been waylaid to arrest them if at all they were going to create chaos within the presence of Azimio rallies. They decided to invade private property. The same private property that Rigathi Gachagua had been lamenting about. These youths invaded Uhuru's farm in Ruai. They took away cattle that was being kept in that place. They cut down trees, and you wonder, a government that is making pride on planting trees, a government that the president has gone out, the president went out to attend a summit that, among other things, they're going to talk about climate. He's going to give a speech on climate and how it affects Kenyans, can stoop too low that they are cutting down trees just because they want to punish Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. It tells you, if they had that audacity to do this, I'm telling you, they would have pounced on their fellow Kenyans to kill them. It didn't end there. They headed straight to a company that is associated with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, East Africa Spectrum, and they stoned window panes because they had plans to go and destroy that property. This is happening because Rigathi Gachagua has ever said that Raila is destroying property. So whether it is a retaliatory attack, I don't know. And if it was a retaliatory attack, against who? Because the demonstrations that have been taking place are ever peaceful. One thing that is very clear, crystal clear now, is that when they sat down and masterminded these plans, William Ruto knew very well that in 2027 he will still need a second chance. So he decided to let Rigathi Gachagua execute the plans. he has decided to pit Rigathi Gachagua against his brothers and sisters from Mount Kenya. Because when you invade the property of Uhuru Kenyatta, there are people who are still loyal to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And they are going to develop such a hatred against Rigathi Gachagua that has never been seen before. I want to tell you that William Samoei Ruto, from what has happened today, has got no good plans for Rigathi Gachagua. In fact, he is tired of Rigathi Gachagua. He does not want to have him as his running mate come 2027. Because by these acts of atrocities, destroying property of your own brother, this is something that is going to be discussed in Mount Kenya. Even if you hate someone, you cannot go to an extent of cutting down trees and stealing all the animals. And I can assure you that I've now proved that we have a regime that is bloodthirsty. William Ruto was outside the country, and by destroying property, the person who is in charge is Rigathi Gachagua. Someone was killed in Kisumu, and I know there are a number who are injured. The person who was in command today was Rigathi Gachagua. And if the ICC comes today, William Ruto will say he was not around. Because even according to the constitution, when he's outside the country, the person who takes charge is Rigathi Gachagua. And so William Ruto has set Rigathi Gachagua to the ICC. He has set him against his community. He has set him against the ICC. And when the time comes, there won't be any shared responsibility. If it is the police who killed someone, they will take personal responsibility. If it is Gachagua who presided over the massacre of anyone or destruction of property, it won't be said that it was a collective responsibility between him and William Samoei Ruto. Each and every person will take his own responsibility. One thing that they don't understand is that this will not stop the Azimio from going on with the demonstrations. Azimio has got a plan. They have a vision. They have a reason. The reasons are well stipulated. Bring down the cost of living, open the server, include all Kenyans into the appointments to public offices, stop the unilateral appointments of the commissioners. These things, I'm telling you, cannot be solved by going into someone's property, by killing people, and they continue to lose 2 billion Kenyan shillings according to the statistics that Rigathi Gachagua gave us. From where we sit today, we have lost 2 billion. They have destroyed property, and I know they are now bragging that Raila could not get into the CBD, but the CBD was barricaded anyway by the police, and so there was no business going on. So whether Raila gets and gains entry into the CBD or not is neither here nor there, because there were no people working. It was only Rigathi Gachagua who was working and the police, because Rigathi Gachagua went to his office very early in the morning just to show Kenyans and the world that everything is okay. But do you think Rigathi Gachagua will have the audacity and the moral capacity to talk to us about destruction of property? Will he ever accuse the Azimio of planning to destroy property? Because today we have seen who is planning massacre, who is planning to execute destruction of property, because they targeted just 2 individuals, Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. And Uhuru Kenyatta is just suffering because they've accused him of sponsoring Azimio rallies, something which I think is not true, because Raila has been conducting rallies even without Uhuru Kenyatta. So they decided that they want to do this. What if members of who are allied to Raila Odinga also decide that they want to retaliate? Because that is what they wanted. Now that their plan had hatched, because they wanted to attack crowds that were demonstrating, they decided to attack so that some people, so the Raila supporters can come and retaliate, so that we have bloodbath, we have bloodshed. But God is there. Like we said yesterday, we continue to pray to God to guide our country and to... So from today, we don't expect Rigathi Gachagua or the Kenya Kwanza team to come and lecture us on destruction of property and massacre and all this, because they have been found. I don't know what you think, but this is my take.